Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And as I always start my videos, I don't know how long I have for this video because space is always an issue. You know what I mean? But I just got off work. I work very hard work, which you would almost call it Ugra Karma. I work very hard. I meant to get in the shower before I even did this video, but I said, let me, get these thoughts off my mind real quick before I get in the shower and lose the thought. First of all, where have I been? I haven't made a video in a while. Been moving around a lot. A lot of changes in my life. Not necessarily bad changes, but changes that's going to lead me to a higher destination. But I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts with you. First of all, where have I been? Besides working, I'm fortunate that at my job, I could get to listen to a lot of lectures. One of the first steps in devotional service or bhakti yoga is listening to the right information from the right source. And I've been listening to a lot of Krishna consciousness lectures. So I've been getting real fat, not physically fat, but mentally and spiritually fat. I've been getting fatter because I've been filling up myself with knowledge of the Father. So as such, recently on Facebook, I shared about, by the way, I'm not doing happy birthday shout outs right now on Facebook because something's wrong with my Facebook. It doesn't show the birthdays anymore. Like when I go to the calendar, the events calendar, it says nothing planned, nothing planned, nothing planned. And I feel disconnected from y'all because I felt that by saying happy appearance day, may you never take birth in the temporary world again, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. By doing that, I felt like it was a strong, sincere, and meaningful service to the living entities who are on my friends list. And so I feel separated from y'all. I'm feeling pangs of separation because if I couldn't do nothing else devotional for y'all that day, I got to shout people out for their birthday. And it was significant not only to me, but to them. So be patient while I figure it out. I might have to uninstall Facebook from my phone and reinstall it. If that's what needs to be done, then that's what's going to be done. But I recently shared a post on Facebook about Lilith. And a lot of people want to know about Lilith. First of all, Lilith is from a Hebrew word Layla or Lail. And it means nighttime, the evening time. And, to be honest, I do believe in the Hebrew lore or the Hebrew myth of Lilith being the first wife of Adam. I do not believe that Adam was the first person. I believe that Adam is a marker. He's not even a genetic marker. I don't believe Adam and Eve are genetic markers. I believe that they are theosophical markers for a change of an era. But let's just go into Lilith real quick. So Lilith, a lot of you are familiar with that story, but apparently she came before Eve and she didn't have any babies for Adam. She was a dominant woman who was equal in strength to him. And, she also wanted to be on top when they made love. I feel like I did this video before, like I touched on this. But just in case I did do a video about Lilith before, there's something significant that I'd like to share. In the Bible, it's very confusing in the early books of Genesis because it gives you two accounts of creation. And if you go to your preachers and your pastors or theological societies, they can't really give you a satisfactory answer about the two creations. However, where the Bible fails us, where the Quran fails us, where the old scriptures fail us, you have older scriptures that will give us more information, a more complete, rounded. So I would like to talk about the king of all literature. You would call it Raja Sahib, Grantha Raja. The king of all literatures is the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, the Bhagavad Purana, which thanks to Srila Prabhupada, it became available to the English-speaking world for the first time. He translated the 18,000 verses, or just about the 18,000 verses, because he passed on before the last two cantos were completed. So let's just say he did about 15,000 verses, and then his disciples finished it up, which I would like to thank them as well. But he translated the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, and it's the king of all literature. They say that if all of the books of knowledge on the planet Earth should disappear right now, we could keep human civilization going by way of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And for someone who's familiar with the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, also known as Bhagavat Purana, I can say it's true. There's a lot of things in there that you'd have no idea came from the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. But I want to just share this thought real quick because we're already 5 minutes into the video. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is called a Mahapuran. You have Puranas. Most Puranas deal with about 3 to maybe 6 subject topics. But to be classified as a Mahapuran or a great Puran, a big Puran, it has to deal with 10 topics. Now, I haven't memorized all 10 of the topics, but the 2 important ones I like to mention that correlate to the story of Lilith, Adam and Eve, and pre-Adamite civilizations that were here before Adam, before the flood of Noah, civilizations that were here before the end of the Younger Dryas period about 12,900 years ago, and even going back further than that, there was a mega incident called Mount Toba about 72,000 years ago, and that was also a drastic depopulation of the human race. So Śrīmad Bhāgavatam says something very interesting. Remember, what you can't find in the Bible or the Quran, go to the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, it will help you. And it clearly breaks down. I hope it's still recording. Somebody called me and stuff. I hope it's still recording. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam clearly breaks down Sarga and Visarga. There was a primary creation and then there was a secondary creation. So if you go back to the beginning books of Genesis, you will see that there was a primary creation and a secondary creation. But the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam gives you details. Then in the third topic that the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam deals with is sthanam. And sthanam is how the planets are set up, the cosmos. Just like, look, here, how the planets are set up in the cosmos, their positions, where they're located at. This, for some reason, has become one of the most beloved mandalas that I've grown in recent times. I grow mandalas, I don't draw mandalas. So this mandala, I love it. It does something for me. I don't know what it is. I just like it a lot, and I hope you do too. But a mandala itself is set up like the cosmos. My cosmos consists of Krishna in the center, surrounded by 8 gopis, the 8 major gopis. So that all comes up to the number 9, which is born in supreme mathematics. So whenever you see a mandala, if somebody says it's a mandala and it has 10 points or it has 6 points, it's not a classic mandala. A classic mandala is going to show you the foundation of the universe because it's going to be built around the number 8 plus 1. Remember, Krishna is the dot in the center of every mandala, surrounded by his 8 foremost disciples or devotees, and then you have concentric rings around that go on and expand to as far as you like. I want to do a mandala that actually has 64 levels one day. I don't know, I just feel like 64 is a significant number. But I just want to share with you again that read the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam because it will explain to you the primary creation, the secondary creation, and sthanam, how the planets are set up in this universe. Then it goes further, like it will talk about the divine nature, how to attain the divine nature, your highest nature, and how to get away from the demoniac nature. It will also talk about how Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna sustains the universe and how he associates with his devotees. It talks about so many things. It has sections dealing with prayers, and the prayers are very powerful because they are descriptive of Lord Krishna. They describe Krishna's glory, and it's not just sentimental prayers. There's a lot of science in these prayers. So please get your hands on the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Hare Krishna people have the best translation. As far as I know, they have the only translation of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. But it also gives you transliterations and diacritics so that you can kind of compare the Sanskrit to the English for yourself. So again, about the subject of Lilith, I personally believe that she existed. And, you know, her story is very interesting. And something that correlates to that is that in a lot of cultures, when a child is born, especially the Islamic culture, they take the afterbirth, the placenta, and wrap it in cloth. They put sugar and dates in there, and they bury it because they believe that Satan or Iblis or the devil, whatever, you know, the name they use in that aspect, they believe that he could create an army of jinns from the placenta. And we already know that the placenta can basically clone a human being. And it can cure you from diseases too, you know, depending on how you use those cells. So, gosh, the thought slipped my mind. Let me just try to rewind a little real quick before this video stops recording. So, the placenta, secondary creation, how the Lord sustains us. But yeah, well, with the story of Lilith now, with the story of Lilith, she is said to have went to the east, to the land of Nod. And she had many, many, many babies for the fallen angels, or the head leader. I believe his name was Azazel of the fallen angels. She had many babies for him. And I just want you to know that this genetic manipulation is real and it's coming back in vogue right now. And if you look in the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, it will show you many instances of genetic manipulation, because during the time when the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam was being produced by Veda Vyas, you had chimeras on the planet. And a chimera is like, when you go look at the ancient Sumerian art, you'll see somebody like with the head of a man, a body of a lion, and the wings of an eagle. This wasn't just fantasy stuff. They was genetically manipulating stuff, and it corrupted the planet Earth. Everything living on that planet Earth had got corrupted at that time, so they needed a reset. And so we're heading fast to those days. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in this Kali Yuga, in these end times. People are doing genetic manipulation, and they're going to release abominations on the surface of planet Earth. So everybody, like I always ask you, you know, please, when you get a chance, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is the most powerful medicine you can take in this age, is the Hare Krishna mantra. Or if you don't want to chant that, or you think it's Indian or it's Hindu, fine. But please chant the holy names of the Lord in your preferred language, and you will see some benefit and results. Like, comment, share. I thank you for your viewership. And for those of you who have sent me donations over time, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Om Namo Narayanaya. Lakshmi Balaji, bless you times 7 times 7 times 7 for anybody who's ever done any kind thing for me. May you and your family be blessed. Oh, let me just share one real quick thing too. If you go to India, to a bookstore, right now India is so fallen spiritually that the most popular books in any given bookstore will be Kama Sutra. The word Kama is dealing with material desires and material pleasures, specifically sexual, Kama, lust, right? Now, Kama is not the translation for lust, by the way. I believe Lobha is anger. You have lust, anger, and greed. But let's just say Kama, right? So Kama Sutra is the science of lust. Kama Sutra just deals with your lower chakras. And then you have the Artha Vedas. The Arthas teach you how to cook, how to live in a human civilization, how to maintain your society. So they're dealing with your brothers, they're dealing with your body. That's the Artha Vedas. And then you have like the Moksha Sastras, right? And they tell you like how to get up out of your body, how to liberate yourself from the body. So you have Dharma Shastras that deal with moving a person back towards their constitutional position as a servant of the Lord. But none of those sastras, they're all dealing with bodily topics and the 7 chakras and all of that. Just like Osiris, he dealt with, when you see the Jed pillar, it just deals with a certain point up. Well, that's even with the Vaishnava Tilak symbols. They never put it below the waist. So you're dealing with the upper body. But when you're dealing with Bhakti Shastra, when you're dealing with devotional Shastra, that puts you in your original constitutional position. It re-alerts you to your original relationship with Sri Krishna. It's like when you look in a dirty mirror, you can't see yourself so well. But the Bhakti Shastras, the devotional Shastras, the devotional Sutras, they will actually cleanse your heart to a point where not only will the bad things in your personality reduce, but you will keep the good things in your personality and increase the good things in your personality. So I desire for everybody who sees this video, research the higher shastras, the higher scriptures that teach you not only just how to get out of the body, but how to reestablish yourself in the eternal position We want to get back to the eternal world because nobody wants to die. You can be liberated while you're still inside this body, but still you have to